Hello! Today I'm bringing you a book review for day 8 of Vlogmas. And that's the book review for The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I finished this last night and I will say that I gave it a 3.5 stars. And that is being generous. I'm going to be honest that I'm possibly in the lesser percentage that didn't enjoy this book as much as others did. Loads of people seem to really enjoy this book, and I just didn't, as much as I should have. But if you don't know what this is about the Iliad, I believe it is. It's a retelling from Patroclus, who is Achilles' paramour in this, and they go on a load of adventures leading up to the Trojan War, because obviously that's what Achilles is very famous for, is the Trojan War. So, 3.5 stars. I would say the first third of this book was beautiful. The first third was just great. The first third deals with Patroclus and Achilles growing together and building this really loving relationship. And that is what I wish had continued, because that part of the book was beautiful. The romance was what I came to this book for, honestly. And that's probably why I was slightly bitter, because I didn't get as much as I thought I was going to get. Which is quite sad, because it had so much potential. But as soon as the Trojan War started, I got really bored. So, yeah. I didn't really care about the warfare, I didn't care about the politics. I just wanted to see Patroclus and Achilles because they were really interesting. Their relationship was really dynamic, and as soon as the Trojan War started, that kind of took a back seat. So we just had loads of fighting and sick people and dying and death and blah blah blah. I just didn't care at that point. You know, during the course of the Trojan War, Achilles grows into more of an arsehole and is the most arrogant character ever. And I understand that that's part of his character, and that's just like how Achilles is. But I just didn't feel like it was fair on Patroclus, because he deserved to be treated so much better. I just feel like Achilles loved him, but he didn't treat him well enough, because Patroclus is a little darling. He is just so sweet the whole way through. So it was just sad for that, but, you know, oh well. I will say this though, the ending was kind of beautiful in that it builds on the Greek mythology, myth that you can't go to the underworld without a proper burial and stuff, and that kind of becomes a theme right at the end, because if you didn't know, both the main characters die. Achilles obviously had to die, and Patroclus had to die too. So the whole story is narrated from Patroclus, but beyond the grave. And he is talking to Thetis, which is Achilles' mother, and through him opening up about their relationship, she gives him a proper burial, and they reunite in the underworld, which is kind of beautiful. That's the very last bit. So this bit, good. This bit, good. This bit, ugh. Which is kind of sad, but yes, the very ending was nice. It was kind of like a nice way to sweeten up a very miserable last act, because the last act was pretty miserable. Had a lot of death and grief and just, yeah, that happened. But I still was just like, where is Patroclus? Well, obviously when Patroclus dies before Achilles, if you didn't know. So as soon as he died, I was like, well, there goes my romantic interest, because he's dead. So that was a thing. Another thing that really annoyed me about this book is that Miller had a tendency to just skip. Obviously this is a very long war. The Trojan War lasts 9-10 years. And she had a tendency just to skip the years. It was 4 years later, 5 years later, blah blah blah. Which I understand you needed to do, because it's quite a lot to fit in a single book. But you know what the solution would have been? Make it a longer book. I feel like if you had just made this a 500-page book like The Book Thief, you would have been able to explore the characters more. You would have been able to show more scenes of the war. It would have been so much better, because you could have had more Patroclus and Achilles, and it wouldn't have detracted from the story, because it would have been an enormous book, and she wouldn't have had to skip as much. She just skipped so much. there were so many years where I was like, yes, you could have had some beautiful moments in there, but now we don't know because you skipped it. So it was just frustrating. Like, I love Greek mythology, and I loved Patroclus and Achilles' relationship at the beginning, but something went amiss for me. Personally, it just went amiss. Which is a shame, because Madeline Miller was her writing was great the whole way through. It's just slightly uneven pacing, really frustrating, sad times. I will stick by my 3.5 rating for now. I probably will reread this like when I'm older, see if that brings a new, fresh perspective. But for now, it is not for me. So that was my review of the Song of Achilles. Slightly spoilery, slightly not. Who knows? I will tag it with spoilers probably. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Good. Bye.